In 105 seconds last Friday, GitHub disabled 73 Microsoft repositories, not because of a routine cleanup, because a self-replicating worm called Miasma just turned every AI coding tool you trust into a credential harvester. The attack planted configuration files that execute a credential harvesting payload when a developer opens the repository in Claude Code, Gemini CLI, Cursor, or VS Code. Just opening code. It planted a 4.3 megabyte payload runner and wired it to execute automatically through 5 developer tools. No npm install, no package downloads. The attack detonates when a developer clones one of the affected repos and opens it in an AI coding agent. Think about that. Every time you clone a repo and fire up Cursor or Claude Code, you're basically running an unknown installer, and you didn't even know it. The worm hit Microsoft's crown jewels. Among the disabled repositories are critical Azure infrastructure projects that power half the internet: azure-search-openai-demo, durabletask, and its .NET, Go, JS implementations, functions, container action, LLM fine-tuning, and Windows driver docs. GitHub's automated systems triggered the takedown within 105 seconds of detecting the infection. The response broke CI/CD pipelines around the globe for organizations that used any of the affected GitHub actions. Here's the insidious part. The same compromised contributor account was used in both the May PyPI attack and the June GitHub incident. The technical sophistication is genuinely scary. The commit adds 5 files designed to achieve code execution across 4 different developer tools. A cursor rules file that instructs an agent to run a script is a prompt injection that ships in the repo. The malware literally tricks your AI assistant into running itself. Once it executes, the Bun-based worm harvests credentials for AWS, Azure, GCP, Kubernetes, NPM, and GitHub, then uses those stolen tokens to spread autonomously. This isn't just Microsoft's problem. Claude Code is deployed in production pipelines at over 1,000 enterprise accounts, spending more than 1 million annually. Miasma is assessed to be a variant of the mini Shai-Hulud worm that Team PCP publicly released in mid-May. They open-sourced supply chain malware. The defense recommendations are brutal. Immediately rotate all credentials for any accounts that had access to the affected repositories. Revoke and reissue all publishing tokens. But that's reactive. The real question is, how do you trust any repository ever again? Opening an untrusted repository now carries the same risk as running an unknown installer. Software's trust boundary has moved from the installed package to the act of opening code in a tool. Opening a trusted repository is no longer a safe, read-only act. Microsoft and GitHub contained this in under 2 minutes, but that's sufficient for the payload to harvest and exfiltrate credentials from any developer who opened an affected repository. The scariest part, as of writing, more than 80 public repositories on GitHub carry the Miasma campaign's naming pattern. This is still spreading. The age of just clone it and open it is over. Welcome to the paranoid development era, where your AI assistant might be your biggest security risk.